Senate President and the police force are at loggerheads over allegations by the police linking the Senator and the Senate President, Bukola Saraki, to the deadly bank robbery in Offa, Kwara State. Top government officials in Kwara State have also been picked up for questioning by the police. The Senate President has responded in writing to the allegation and denies any involvement or link with the armed robbers. But now, the National Assembly is in solidarity with Bukola Saraki against the police. A joint session of the National Assembly passed a vote of no confidence in the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, and declared him an enemy of democracy. Lawmakers are even threatening to impeach the president if they continue to face harassment from law enforcement agencies or anti-graft agencies. Is this political persecution, or the Senate President has a case to answer?
I am one who will be very careful in the kind of opinion I give this morning, because I will ruffle so many emotional feathers. I'm one who believes that if one were to critically look at the 12-point resolution that the joint executive session of the two chambers of the National Assembly gave, I want to ask any Democrat, which one of those points would you have issues with? I want to, because Bola Oba, I critically...
They are all substantial.
I critically went through...
They said them very cleverly. It's not what is said, but what it means.
Because I critically went through all the 12, and I came to the conclusion that, you know what, beyond whatever may be my beyond politics, in a growing democracy, if a legislative house demands for the executive to respect this, it is not too much to ask.
But the point is not whether...
But let me land, yes. Because I know you could mess up my intellectual... Having said that, I have counsel first for the police. The police must separate the rightful investigation of the carnage and the murderous events that took place in Offa. Must be very careful in separating the investigation from the investigation of the criminality of the criminality that is largely pervasive in our political class,
which is that all of them have people like that.
All our strong politicians, irrespective of locale and constituency in Nigeria,
have such
nurture criminals who enforce.
These are the thugs of our politics.
Who enforce for them.
Yes.
However, the police is running into a cul-de-sac, and some brilliant criminal defense lawyers that I've been talking to have been seeing holes that the police may run that case into. And that is very typical of our investigators and prosecutorial authorities in Nigeria, conflating issues.
Yes.
Investigate
the robbery
and the killings in Offa.
The fact that those people were thugs or reportedly thugs of Saraki does not mean Saraki sent them to go and commit armed robbery.
Was privy to
their plot to rob a bank and kill policemen and kill people.
And the fact that Saraki paid an empathetic visit to the Olofa's palace, and some of those characters followed him, wouldn't have known that couldn't have meant that Saraki knew
that there was robbery. Yeah.
The police must not conflate and mess up.
The most clinical part of this case, which I think makes it really political, is that if Saraki was not fighting the executive, it is possible that all these confessions by these men will not have come to light, or the car that went into the government house may not have even been known, or even if the information came out, it would be speculation which nobody will have been able to prove. So those are the gray areas of this matter.
That you have really helped me to lucidly and graphically enrich the point I was trying to chase academically. However,
but then,
however, like you knew, however, I want those clear lights beamed so luminously on the relationship of Saraki and those boys,
yes,
because it will be a fantastic way to forensically see how
our politics is engineered and how our machine politics is executed.
The irony of the case, which Offa sadistically exemplifies, is the fact that even when you try to feed them,
you don't feed them enough. It's never enough.
The Yoruba say,
fair. Exactly. Okay. Thank you very much, the Red Cap Chief, for being with us today.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Big Talk is with the chairman of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick. It talks World Cup. Very interesting conversation. Just stay tuned. The World Cup. How prepared is the team?
Thank you for having me. It's a privilege coming once again to TVC. TVC is my home, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm very proud of what TVC is doing for Nigeria and beyond. You know, I can say clearly that we are ready. We are ready for the World Cup, and we are very excited about our preparation. To me, in all modesty, which has been top notch. I must also say that I want to thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for not only creating the stability we enjoy in football today, which has indeed metamorphosed into a lot of prosperity for Nigerian football, but to take personal interest in ensuring that everything that we required, we got. So, Mr. President, again, I will say thank you. I also want to thank the Minister of Sports. He has always been there, very supportive. He has been the pillar behind a lot of the successes we've been able to record. But beyond that, and more importantly, is the team. What we have right now is a team that is, for the first time in history of Nigeria, that is so united. You don't hear of a Super Eagles that has different factions. We have a team headed by Mikel Obi, who has displayed exemplary leadership. He has displayed a lot of dexterity that even me, I cannot even comprehend. So the team is so closely knit, and they talk to themselves. For the first time, you know, after every friendly game, they speak to themselves, even before the technical crew come to talk to them. Then we also have a coach that is very seasoned, very mature, and knows exactly what he's doing. It's based on this that we said we are not going to wait till after the World Cup. We are renewed this contract. You know, which means there's continuity. And one of the other reasons we did that is because we believe we have, statistically, we have the youngest team going to the World Cup. But beyond that, we are looking at a team that, of course, can make an appreciable and a decent presence in this World Cup.
What do you mean by decent?
Decent can mean winning the World Cup. Decent can mean
decent. Winning the World Cup is not decent.
It's super
It's
decent.
spectacular.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Going to the World Cup, first, you must congratulate the 32 teams that made it to the World Cup. You understand the dynamics of going to the World Cup has changed. If you look at great footballing countries like Italy, not being in the World Cup, Netherlands, they were in the semi-finals in the last World Cup. US, you know, a recurring decima in the World Cup. Yeah, Chile, the incumbent winner of CONCACAF, the current champions of, you know, of CONMEBOL. So we can go on and on. So the 32 countries, you must congratulate them. Then again, Nigeria, you must give them special congratulations. Because when we started our campaign, nobody gave Nigeria a chance because the 4 countries in our group, these 4 countries, AFCON winners, is the strongest group in the history of any World Cup qualifiers anywhere in the world, not just in Africa. Of these 4 countries, 3 of these countries were in the last World Cup. Then if you look at the politics of the game, of these 4 countries, 3 of these countries had key members in the CAF.
These countries?
Zambia had Kalisha Boya in the CAF Executive Committee. Cameroon, of course, had Isayat, who is the boss. Yeah. Then Algeria had Mohamed Rao, you know. Then Nigeria had nobody, but we had God. And to me, that's what was true, you know.
And gods.
God and gods. No, if you have God, it can calculate all. That's the truth. So, and we told ourselves we needed to do this. We needed to make Nigerians happy. And indeed, I think we've been able to do that. But look at it. From the beginning, when we qualified, we had a meeting with the team. Our strategic studies committee, the organizing committee, and the technical committee, they had to come together and say, okay, what has been the impediment in the past since we started going to the World Cup? Not just this last World Cup, right from USA 94 to all the other World Cups till date. So we look at it, look at some of the pluses, look at some of the minuses. Let's look at the minuses and see how we can take those off our radar and include some pluses, you know. And that was exactly what we did. We started with the team, had a contract with the team, and they signed. It's not just we didn't stifle them. We didn't push them under duress. They're adults. We spoke to them the way I would speak to, like, my oldest daughter, my oldest child, and say, what do you want? Look at what we are proposing. Take your time. Go and study it. Consult extensively with your players. No, because no, president, whatever you say is okay. I say it's not okay. Please go with your coach. Let the coach be your father. No, I'll give him that title now. I'm your father. Where people should go. And they went in Cross-Nodal. After like an hour and a half, they came back and said, President, we've agreed on the FIFA funds. The FIFA funds is supposed to be $8 million. This money, mind you, it doesn't come before the World Cup. It comes after the World Cup. But if you look at the incident, because of lack of trust in the past, they feel after the World Cup, nobody listens to them, nobody talks to them, so they always want the money before the World Cup. We believe, even though they've shown exceptional discipline, but anything can happen. We didn't want anything that can happen to happen. So at that point, we said, okay, we did everything. And they agreed on 30%, which translates to $2.8 million.
Yeah.
Match bonuses, appearance fees for the 5 friendly games at $3,000, and the backroom staff, everybody, you know, their match winning bonus. We decided to say, okay, the first match that they will play,
is it in the World
Cup? The World Cup.
Yeah.
The World Cup, we're going to be paying $15,000. We needed that motivation because the first ordeal is going through the first round.
Yes.
Yeah, to us, to the team, they've displayed patriotism. But we also need to add some monetary motivation in making sure that our approach is not just being patriotic. It's about looking at something that they also can get. And also a comprehensive insurance package from our insurance. So in case anything happens, beyond what FIFA is providing as a cover, we have our own comprehensive insurance. So and we made all these things clearly known to them that this is the area we are going to. This is exactly what we want to do. And in all of this, I was always communicating with the Honorable Minister. And he consented to practically everything that we did. And we promised them, you are going to get your money before the World Cup. They were surprised. We also went, as far as telling them, listen.
Have they gotten the money now?
Yeah, the money has been given to them. I'm coming. We also made them to understand that this money is going to be given to you. We know you earn big money. But we're also going to set up, we're also going to come out with, in Abuja, before you leave, we'll come out with a seminar. We need to come, get some resource persons that will come and educate you on some investment opportunities. Our relationship should not be sui generis to pitch, playing football alone.
Yeah.
It should be able to give you a life after playing football. You may have heard from so many portfolio managers, so many investment experts and all those stuff, but we have our partners, they are going to do it for free. They will come and educate you on how to invest. They were very excited about it. And once they go to Abuja, we got some, you know, from our sponsors, from Zenith Bank, from WAPIC, from, you know, PwC, Financial Derivatives, and they came and they made presentation to them. Until tomorrow, they are still interfacing. Why are we doing that? We observed that after their playing days, players, 1 year, 2 years,
they fizzle out
with nothing, absolutely. And we did that, and they applauded it. It's the first time, because what we are trying to do is not just, even if you look at our backroom staffing, before you see a coach, an assistant coach, and that's it. But today, we don't just have a chiropractor or an osteopath. We have a yoga trainer. And yoga training is all about concentration before a game. Full concentration, you know. And all those are the things that we are brought into the Super Eagles. So when you see them win, it's not just a fluke. We have our analyst. We have our backroom analyst that analyzes the game. We have the one for defense, the one for midfield, and the one for attack. So whatever you have seen in these friendlies, even though we lost, to me, there are a lot of positives coming out of it. I'm happy we didn't embarrass the country in England. We didn't embarrass the country playing Czech. All these are very great.
Embarrass the country the first half in England.
No. Listen, the truth is, it's a game. When Brazil lost 6-0 to Germany in the semi-finals, the Brazilians were sad, but they didn't castrate the team. They supported them. Today, Brazil is back again. That is the mentality we should try and imbibe in Nigeria.
Can you tell us what happened between, what changed from the first half to the second half in England?
You see, what changed was, to me, there are some information that I have that I cannot divulge, and that's the truth. I'm the president of Nigerian Football Federation. I swore to an oath. I talked to my coach, and I know some of the things that happened. And if I say it publicly, you know, it might affect the morale of the team. Yeah. But trust me, there was nothing fundamentally wrong in the team. I know a couple of things that went wrong, which we corrected. You know, if you look at
stage fright?
No, not necessarily. These guys are Victor Moses played there a week before.
Yes, but
but you see, it happens.
This was Wembley.
Listen, Wembley is the biggest citadel of football excellence in the world.
Maybe that
Wembley
is
and Maracana.
Maybe that's
but
why.
You see, it's historic. The mere fact that you stand in Wembley and Nigerian anthem was being sung, to us, is a win-win situation. Today, let's look at our kits. Now, everybody's celebrating Nigeria. Nigerian kits appeared in the Esquire magazine. Check out what the Esquire magazine.
But that has become controversial. Why is it that Nike had to take advantage of that and not a Nigerian doing it? And
a Nigerian brand doing it.
Yeah.
When I hear this, I just, you know why I laugh? I laugh because, you see, it's good for you to say things that you mean. You know, if you look at all the teams going to the World Cup, they have super brands, Nike, Adidas, Puma, you know, majorly kitting those teams. If you use the Nigerian brand, how do you make it global? First, I'm not criticizing you the Nigerian brand. If you use the Nigerian brand, there are so many things that you don't know that I can educate you on about the kits today. Let me give you both the exclusive and the privilege. 2 years ago, when we started this kit, myself, Mikel, Ndidi, the coach, and Iwobi, we had a meeting with Nike, and they brought everything to us, and they showed us all the fabrics.
Who initiated the meeting?
No, Nike initiated the meeting
in
London, and they showed us all the fabric. I can tell you, for example, the technology behind that fabric is not a regular shirt you see. There's some fabric here, what's called the Technorino brand. It's called the Technorino. Technorino fabrics are fabrics that, in very hot situation, it becomes cold when you wear it. In very hot, cold situation, it becomes warm when you wear it. I don't think we have that technology yet in Nigeria. So it goes beyond just a shirt. When you slide on the grass, a Technorino brand makes it very nice, easy, and not prone to accidents. So technology, the same way people are in the lab looking for a cure for various diseases, the same way people are in the lab looking for...
Is that technology exclusive to Nike?
It's not sui generis to Nike, you know, but I'm telling you right now that is a technology developed for, it's a very modern technology, and I don't think it's in Nigeria yet. But think about this. When we are renewing our contract with Nike, we have not spoken to them yet. We are thinking of Nike coming to set up a plant in Nigeria. What can be more? What can be more? Nike has not told us yes. They've not told us no. But we've been able to make them understand that the Nigerian shirt has given them a lot of positives. The Nigerian shirt has given them more presence, more respect than any other shirt going to the World Cup. And based on our population, the Nigerian population is basically 100% football. The first love of Nigerians is football, second is football, third is football. So they now know, and with a population of 180 million people, we make up 16% of African population. African population is 1.2 billion. And they know that if they start from a country like Nigeria, the only thing we need to do to Nike, we'll propose to them, come and open a plant in Nigeria. I'm not saying we are very ambitious. They might not say yes, they might not say no. They might say, okay, let us think about it in the next 2-3 years. We sign a contract with them for 10 years. Then in the course of the contract, it might be in the 4th year, it might be the 5th year, it might be the 6th year. Come to Nigeria, we'll go to one of those export-free zones. There's one in Lagos. I can take them to my village in Cocoa. Why not? You know, open a factory. Open a plant in any of these areas. It can be anywhere, any of the export-free zones, where there will be stable lights, you know, cheap labor, almost tax-free. Create that environment for them to come. I believe Nike will come. Those shirts are not being printed in America, that I can tell you. But they have their quality control anywhere in the world. They are producing those shirts.
Maybe they should have availed Nigerians some kind of involvement in it to give us some jobs and so on. They just did it.
No, but but if you know the history of how Nike came into Nigeria, you commend the Nigerian Football Federation. When I came in 3.5 years ago, we had lost all our sponsorship. We had lost practically everything. We lost Pick Milk, we lost Tom Tom, we lost Adidas, we lost Glow, we lost Guinness, because Guinness, they had only 1.5 years left in their contract at that point. They were not keen on renewing. In fact, they called us for a meeting, they wanted us to terminate the contract. Because to them, the crisis in Nigerian football at that point, you know. So I look at myself and I told myself, one day I told my wife, I said, what did I get myself into? The same way they said when the president came and said, wow, you know. So I came, but I'm a worried man. We you know, and you fight to the end, you know, and that's the truth. And also I have lieutenant, my executive committee members that believe in our vision, in our collective vision, in trying to get things right. Today we have Tom Tom ×2, we have Picnic ×2. We are talking to a telco. Any moment from now, we are going to have a telco ×2. We have an oil company that we never had before. They are committed about 1.2 billion to Nigerian football every year for specific areas in our football life. Then we have Nike. The Nike contract was a zero contract. It was a dry contract. What I mean a dry contract, coming in, because Nike, nobody wanted to come close to Nigeria. We had to beg them to come. I had to enlist the support of Les Stephen Keshi. I had to enlist the support of J.J. Okocha. I had to enlist the support of even Sandro Lise. At that point, talking to some people in Nike for them to agree. Now, they said, listen, we're not going to give you money, but we're going to give you kits. What? About 800 to 1 million euros a year. But there are bonuses. If you, like now, we qualify for World Cup, they gave us $250,000. They gave the team, I can't remember, $50,000, $100,000 for winning the World Cup, blah, blah, blah. But now when we are going to renew our contract.
For qualifying for the World Cup.
Yeah. When we are going to renew our contract, we're going to have a royalty. We're going to have our honorarium. Then every shirt they sell now, we're supposed to have about $8 per shirt as royalty coming to the Federation. Those are the things we are going to do immediately after the World Cup. So our aim in Nigerian Football Federation, basically, is to take football out of government. I said it in the presence of the president, that if they give us the next 2 years, with the same support and the same atmosphere, we don't need government to run football. We can even run football and start making some overtures to other federations, as what happens globally. Right now, we are between 60 to 70% self-funding from zero. And our target is to have 100% self-funding, which we can achieve. And like I told you, at the moment, we're about 60, 70%. We just want that continuing support from Nigeria, the government, the ministry, and you and I. We can achieve this because we know what football means to Nigerians. Now, we have a team that is young and enterprising. Because we have a team that is young and enterprising, this team will be favorites for the next Nations Cup, middle of next year in Cameroon. This team, will keep them together, they'll be favorites for the next World Cup. They won't be seen as underdogs.
Just like how Germany did their own farm
I can
work.
tell you,
Yeah.
no. Germany started theirs in 2000. I went for the training in Germany, and I saw it. Two things Germany did. After they were kicked out of the European Cup first round, you know, what happened? They called a major symposium. The government was involved. What are we doing that is not right? Two things. Our players are aging. Take them out. The Muller, all those people, we don't need them anymore. The Thomas. What do we need to do? All the Bundesliga side, A and B, should have productive academies. Infuse some young players into the team and make sure you watch them. Then have a percentage that will be Germans, about 90%. 9 of those players started the game against the last World Cup. 9 of those players started and won the World Cup. Yeah. Who were those players? Ozil, Cruz, the guy that called Götze.
Yeah,
all this, you know why? They were all 7 years, 8 years old at that time. And that is the model we've been able to also develop, you know. So it's something that is very, very critical. It's something that we really want to do. We have not gotten to where we want to get to in Nigerian football. That's the truth. We are still far from it. But like I keep saying, if we have the support, we can do it. We are going to come out with the issue of referees. It's very key to me. It's very dear to my heart. How so? Yeah, it's very, very dear to my heart. We need to come out very decisively on officiating in Nigeria. We also need to educate the owners of the clubs about the disadvantages of certain things that we know that they do. And we need to come out with...
Which things? What things are those things?
You know, there are some things that they do to win at all cost. But the truth is, if Nigeria...
Nigerian factor.
No, of course, Nigerian factor. Listen, the truth is, I have huge respect for the club owners. Dan Ladi, for example, the chairman of the... You know, they are doing very well. The league has been exceptional, considering where they are coming from as well. So to me, we've not gotten to where we want to go to, but we are going to come out very, very hard, because if we are achieving success in these areas, and these areas we are neglecting, and people think that we are neglecting, then it's not, our approach should not be seen as being holistic. So to us, I believe, appreciably, we've been able to manage what we have right now. We've been able to manage our presence and think that our focus is not just Super Eagles. There's the Super Falcons. There are the junior teams. The transition from the junior to the intermediate and intermediate to the senior. There's quite a lot in Nigerian football. It's really, really challenging.
Talking about re-election, before you go over that, there's still a question on your election. Recently there was a court case and so on. People are still questioning the legitimacy. Like Giwa and Co., they feel that they have their own...
I am not, there's like you got, there are a lot of information I have on this issue, but to me it's a distraction. I don't talk about it. I respect everybody, even the Giwa. But to me it's respected. But if you want to know who the president of the Nigerian Football Federation is, just Google FIFA, check the Nigerian Football Association, and you see who the president is. To me, I think I'm enough with that.
When I check that, it's one Amaju Pinnick.
Amaju Pinnick. So that's it. So you don't need to ask me again, you know. Everybody will have their time.
Now,
so like I told you about my re-election, I had to sit down with my family and I asked them, do you want me to continue or not? You know, I have 4 kids. 2 voted for, 2 voted against. So my wife had to cast the deciding vote. I'm telling you, in my house.
And what did she vote?
You know, so I don't know yet.
You don't know?
So is
she
it true?
kept her, so she has not,
no.
She has not cast it yet.
Because she doesn't see the husband. My wife is young, beautiful, and enterprising, so she also see the husband at every point. You know, and that's the truth. She doesn't see the husband. Because if you put in a lot, you can't, he said you can't stay at home and achieve successes.
If you don't continue, you have said you want to become...
No, listen.
That of Africa.
No, listen. I'm ambitious. I want to. My executive committee members have full and implicit confidence, and they've endorsed me. You know, I've got, by God's grace, and not modesty, I've gotten endorsement from all over the country. They want us to enjoy, to continue what we are doing. I can never take credit for whatever success we've achieved today. Never.
Yeah. You have brought stability to football and all that.
I have people, the secretariat, my general secretary, I have my 2 vice presidents, I have members of the executive committee. Without them, whatever I'm doing is zero. Trust me. Because if you work in a setting where you need consent and accent of your colleagues to operate, then it means you can't take the credit. Even members of the Congress. So whatever we have done, I give you the members of the Congress. It was a congressional decision for us to bring in PwC as our auditors. And that painted us positively. To bring in financial derivatives, it painted us positively to the global football and financial market. And even Bain and Co at that point. So it was so all this credit you must give to them. You must also give the government the credit for, even though not saying anything, but creating that ambience, that environment for us to thrive.
Yeah, but you guys have been raising money. I understand you raised like 2.8 million or something like that.
We've raised money and we pay the players.
You pay the players. But what you are raising, what's your relationship with NSC?
The National Sports Commission.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports, so to
Yes.
speak. There's no.
Yeah.
I have a wonderful relationship with my minister. We're together 2 days ago.
How will he be raising money? He's not supposed to raise money.
Oh.
The Minister of Sports is
no,
not supposed to raise money? You're supposed to raise your money?
No. What we did is, there are some areas government takes care of. If, for example, government would have spent about $11–12 million in this, we reduced it drastically to what we can. That's why I told you that we have not gotten to every team going to the World Cup is a child of the President of the Republic, or the President of the Football Federation. And the President of the Republic takes charge of that team. Because when they go there, they don't bear Nigerian Football Federation, they bear Nigeria.
But we heard that FIFA takes care of everything. Like in the past.
No, I'm
FIFA
not telling you
FIFA
are going to pay their bonus of the players.
Eh?
When I told you $15,000 per player, is it FIFA that's going to pay? Is it FIFA that's going to pay the daily allowances of about $400–500 a day? Or, I don't know, $300 a day?
You are paying?
We are paying.
Yeah, is it the Sports Commission that is paying?
Yeah, the ministry.
Or
No, the
FIFA
ministry.
or your NFF?
No, the ministry. The ministry pays through the NFF. Yeah. There's nothing, what I'm telling you, FIFA takes care of the accommodation, or they give you some kind of honorarium. If FIFA, for example, can take care of 23 rooms, but you know that we don't need only 23 rooms. We might need 60 rooms because there are some extra people, like I told you about the yoga trainer. Where is he going to stay? Our media officer, where is he going to stay? Assistant media officer, you go with a full complement of staffing. So what do you want to do? How do you want to get the funds? So those are the extras that we pay, and it's quite huge. And I'm telling you, I was reading the papers 2 days ago where the Spanish authority said, oh, they have spent over $2 million, 2 million euros in taking some the FA to Spain. I can send it to you, the link to you. And that the money is still not even enough. And Spain to Russia is about 3 hours. We're talking about 7 hours. And we have a lot of stakeholders that are truly supportive and wants to come. So we can also sponsor them. It's on those bases that the NFF did our own fundraising. We did not just a fundraising. We didn't do fundraising. We appealed to some Nigerian corporates and some state governments that are friendly to us. And somehow we've been able to raise some appreciable level of funding right now in taking about a lot of Nigerians, the former president, former general secretaries, those guys that can really go there and advise and make their presence clearly felt. Not just going as jamboree, but to see what they can do in enhancing the productivity of the team.
Can you tell us how far the Eagles will go?
We'll take it one step at a time. The first step is to go to the second round. Once we get to the second round, by God's grace.
No, you just got to give us the big picture. Do you think they'll get to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, or win the cup?
I'm not the same. Your thinking will be as my thinking. Ultimately, I want them to win the cup. That is my dream. And that's the dream of the 32 president that is going to the World Cup. Is to win the World Cup. It's not impossible. Did anybody give Nigeria a chance in 1996 when I went to the Olympics? Nobody. But we did it. Shama Joma, when she was going to Olymp, nobody. So the truth is, we've been able to correct a lot of mistakes in the past. And we feel, and very strongly and prayerfully too, that we can achieve this. And the first step is to go through we'll take it one step at a time. Let's go through we have a very tough group. All the groups are tough. Let's go through our group stage. Once we get to the second round, whoever we meet there will be tied the country. Then from there, we'll take it, and the next thing you say, Nigeria will be in the finals. And that's our prayer. If I ask you, you have a child, you have children, what do you pray for your child to be? Last in class or first in class?
Always first.
First. So the Super Eagles must always come first to me.
Now, the morale, you talked about the morale. I said morale is very good and all of that. But at the beginning, I think the coach said that those who took part in the qualifier will be the ones to take the whole hog. But I understand that there are a few of them, including the goalkeeper, who were not in the qualifier. Is that not affecting morale? It's
not affecting morale at all. Because if you look at the Kali Keme, our #1 goalkeeper, quote me, he's still #1 goalkeeper. Whatever is going through is just a phase. By God's grace, he will come out of it and mount his position. When Kal comes in with his form, the other keepers will take a cue. That's our #1 goalkeeper. Any day, anytime. Then, of course, he had a medical condition that he needed to step back. And, of course, after him, Ezenwa. So I don't think we've done badly. Then we were experimenting with Alan Pasu and Dele, the other guy from Plateau United. So by the end of the day, we discovered another Nigerian who was keeping in a more robust, a more exposed league, Francis Uzoho, who was a junior international. So we had to bring him in. Sent a coach. A coach has been with him since December in his country. We took permission from his club, like I would say Pianotti, our Italian coach, you know, and look at the results. It's clear. We sent our coach. For the past 6 months, a coach, apart from what they do in their club, after the club training, the coach trains him. You can see the result clearly. We also sent a coach to Daniel Akbei, who was also one of our keepers in South Africa. And of course, you know, he kept most of the matches for his team in Chipa. Then Ezinwa, of course, everybody knows his exploit in Wafu. So to me, I don't think there is anything. Then the only new player that has come in now is Simi, you know, to join in the attack. And I don't think there's any contest. And the team is not, the coach is not telling you that nobody can run. Nobody can. He just wants at least 80–90% of the team that did the qualifiers to continue. But if you meant to tell them that, they become complacent. Everything is competitive. If you're a Nigerian and if you are very, very good, I don't think it would have left you out of the team. Olaino is a young, enterprising, and very versatile defender. He's very young. And I believe very strongly that, of course, the next Nations Cup and the next World Cup, he will be a key player. You know, so also are the other young players that are left out. If you look at the Wakali brothers, if you look at Victor Osimhen, Kayode Olariwaju, Enyo Yekuru, you give the NFA pat on the back and say, yes, we have a great future team.
Well, the final question I want to ask is, going to the World Cup, there will be some teams you other than Nigeria, that you are picking to do well.
I'm not picking any other team to do well.
Why?
My concentration, no, listen. No, it can be subjective.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's your subjective opinion.
Yeah, no. I don't want, listen, everything about me is geared towards Nigeria. I cannot think of anything else. I don't want to betray Nigeria, betray my conscience. I love this country. People don't understand the love I have for this country. Do you understand? I love this country. Let me deviate from football. When my wife was going to have her first child, she wanted to go to America. We had planned. I mean, in all modesty, by God's grace, I can afford it. Taking my wife to America to have a child and have an American passport. And I said to her, a day will come where an American government will tell you that it may not be in this decade that Nigerians should not be, Americans should not have dual personality passports. That day, Nigeria might lose 2 million citizens. All Nigerians that have American and British and Nigerian passport will drop the Nigerian passport. As this is on that basis, we must have all our children in Nigeria. Whenever I want to visit America, we get visa, we go. He didn't object. All my children, that is the love I have for this country. So look at beyond football. So when I'm saying I'm thinking Nigeria 100%, I'm thinking Nigeria 100%.
Welcome for being on this show. And we hope that when you come back, we will be able to flaunt our performance at the World Cup.
By God's grace, we are quite prayerful.
Yeah. Okay, this has been the show today. You can join me next week, and until then, be good.